What's up, y'all? Pastor Emil here with a What's Up Wednesday video. And as always, we start out with a little bit of God's Word. I've been sharing things that we've been going through in chapel. And today with our Child Development Center students, we talked about how God is my King. We talked about the story of Samuel, a prophet, in 1 Samuel chapter 8, and goes on actually into chapter 9 and 10. But Samuel is the leader of God's people, and his sons are helping be leaders of the people of Israel, and they just get really unhappy with this. And they say to Samuel, Samuel, we want a king. And we had everybody today in chapel chanting, we want a king, we want a king. And Samuel's a little upset about this. He says, God, what did I do wrong? And God tells Samuel, it's okay, they didn't reject you, they rejected me. And they did it to you the same way they did it to me when they chased after other gods. And so don't take it personally. And then God says, well, let's just give them a king. Do whatever they ask, but make sure you warn them what's going to happen, what that king is going to demand of you, what he's going to ask of you, what he's going to take from you for himself. And that's not a great king. They already had a good king. They had God as their king, and they rejected God as their king. They thought some human being would be able to deliver more for them than their God. And that was pretty sad. And we talked about how that was sad, especially because that king, whoever it would be, whether it was Saul, who it becomes, or David, or any of the other kings that follow, those kings are never as good as the King of the universe, the one who made us, the one in whom we live and move and have our being. And we know that because that king one day sent Jesus, the King of heaven and earth, the Lord of life. Jesus came and he gave up everything for us, not demanding a price from us for his own benefit, to enrich himself, to get what he wanted. No, he gave up everything he had for us. And so one of those issues behind this idea of God is my king is this idea of trust. Are we trusting in people? Are we trusting in things that are ultimately going to disappoint us? Just like God made Samuel tell the people that the king that they would get, whoever it would be, would ultimately disappoint them. Remember that God is your king, and that he is a good king, and that he has given for us long before he ever asked anything of us. Trust him. Don't trust the people around you. Don't trust the things around you. Don't trust the successes or any kind of earthly pleasure or gain. Those things will disappoint you, and they will require an awful lot more from you than you can probably give. A few announcements today as we get ready for some exciting times here at Open Arms. I want to remind you, you can still bring your commitment cards in on Sunday or anytime before that. We'll leave the table up in the worship center for the next week or two perhaps. And take an opportunity. Again, remember, it's the commitments we're looking for, not what's on the cards. The cards are going to be in a sealed envelope. We're not looking at it. It's between you and God. But what we want to see more than ever before, we want to see the number of cards as close to equal to the number of families that are a part of our ministry. So we got to get a number of you to bring in some cards, okay? Remember, it's the number of cards. We just want people to make some kind of commitment. And if you're really nervous about it, you don't even have to fill it out on the card. Just put a blank card in and put it in there and take whatever your commitment actually is and keep it at home. Keep it with you. If you're really that nervous, someone's going to see it, something like that. We're looking for commitments, whatever they may be. God at work in your heart, your mind, and your life, and leading you and guiding you to help us continue to do what God has called us to do here. Tonight is confirmation, first class, first kind of an introduction to what we'll be looking at over the course of the rest of this year. And we've also got Fair Day Camp, 9 September 30th, we have school is out of session, and we have a camp over at our community center, so make sure you start signing up for that. We've also got our aftercare program. Help us fill that bus. Spread the word about aftercare and help us fill that bus. We got that bus going now, and we can fit 29 students in there. Let's make sure it is packed to the gills. All right, spread the word. Also have Bunko Night, October 1st, to support our community center to help them cover that beautiful patio they've got in the back now. $25 ahead of time, $30 at the door. Saturday night, October 1st, 6 p.m., doors open. And then October 5th, we are having a special guest. Ted Jackson, Pulitzer Prize winning photojournalist, is coming here to talk about his book, but also his relationship with Jackie Wallace, an NFL star who played in a couple of Super Bowls. He's going to be here for a talk about that at 6:30 Wednesday, October 5th. But also earlier that day, 4:30 to 6:30, we're going to have a free food giveaway in a partnership with Forged by Fire. That's a ministry out of Village Lutheran Church in Lacombe and Pastor Paul Ernowin. Hope you can join us for that. If nothing else, come on out, get a great meal, and join us for some fellowship then, and help us hand out some meals maybe, and serve the community and those that are feeling a little bit hungry. God be with you. God bless you. And make sure you remember, God is your King, and you don't need another one. God bless you. Bye-bye.